Okay. We can sit wherever you like.
Yeah, that's what I always
Do you want
wanted.
to sit with the rest of the cast? Yeah? Okay. All right, great. I think we've figured ourselves out. Thanks so much for being here to present the Canadian premiere of The Sympathizer. It's, as we were saying, it's a remarkable book, but it's epic in many ways in terms of turning it into a series. And I want to start, Neith, with you and with Dawn in terms of, you've worked together on films, on Last Night, 32 short films about Glenn Gould and blindness. And
First of all, I just want to say I am that Australian that Don McKellar was talking about, but I also feel like a bit of an honorary Canadian because we're both part of the Commonwealth. So thank you. Yeah, look, I found out about this project. I first auditioned for it in January of 2022. I actually had read the book, began to read the book 2 years prior because I was bored and I was doing another project and I just wanted something new to read, and I googled The Sympathizer and I picked it up from a library. I read, I think, the first 3 chapters and I had to return the book, so I didn't get to finish it. But
It was not getting a lot of work, and the fines in Australia.
Just being so jet lagged and tired, but just also I just obviously wanted to do my best, and I'm not really sure what I did. I probably did I did my best, and I guess it made it. And then by the 21st of September 2022, nearly 9 months after my first audition, I see Don's face pop up on my Zoom, and casting, and they gave me a bit of a spiel for 5 minutes long. I honestly
did a little bit of that, reality show host dragging it out.
I was on the X Factor for about 5 minutes. I didn't listen to a single word you said. I just wanted you to tell me if I got it or not.
You did that to me too, huh?
Yeah, he did that to all of us, actually. Portraying these devastating, traumatic events as if, it wasn't enough. We had to be put in it.
Your own connection to the story.
Thank you. First of all, I said, chào các bạn, chào Toronto, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Thank you. First of all, I would like to say I'm very proud to be part of this incredible project, The Sympathizer. I would like to share a little bit of how I entered this project. In 96, when the first book coming out,
In 2015.
In 96, yeah.
2015.
When I heard that Sympathizer, the author Viet Thanh Nguyen, won the Pulitzer Prize, I feel so proud. I said, here comes the very first Vietnamese author got a Pulitzer Prize winner. So I went to his reading. And when he come out to the stage, he recognized me sitting right in front row. He said, "Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we have Gu Kieu Jing here." And then everybody, realized that I'm in the room. And he holding his book, he said, "I hope someday, if my book turned into TV or movies, I'm quite sure Kieu Jing would be in the story." Yeah. So years later, here I am. I met Don.
So as the other blood brothers, who also have quite complex roles in the whole story, you'll see more of it in the subsequent episodes as well. Can you tell us a little bit about how you created your characters? I'm going to just ask all of you as well, acting on set with Robert Downey Jr., and you'll see a lot more of Robert Downey Jr. in the subsequent episodes as well. So in terms of creating your own characters, but also having a massive Hollywood star as a part of this project, what was that experience all like for you?
Well, for me personally, like every cast member here had a different approach to their character. My approach was, well, it's not really approach because I had no choice. My first few scenes, the first 2 weeks of shooting was literally just me and Hua, our characters together by themselves. And I didn't really have a lot of lines during those scenes. I was very
Let's hear from you as well.
Yeah.
mostly silent.
So this character
Reacting and
is
so
so complex, so complex. And I won't spoil it for you, but it was a challenge, the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life, and also the most fulfilling thing I've done. I grew up in Hanoi, Vietnam. I grew up decades after the war, so I actually had really little knowledge of the Vietnam War. I grew up in Vietnam, so like people around me, my family, they moved on. We don't talk about it, you know. All I know about the war was, you know, Ho Chi Minh reunited the country and defeated the American. But it was never about what lost, what happened to the people that left the country, where do they go? And so reading the book for the first time in 2019, no, 2016, when, sorry, glitchy moment, sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Somewhere between 1975 and 2016, 2019. Yeah. It was the first time getting exposed to the story and this part of war. So my character, you know, he lives in 1925. You know, he grew up in the South, even though he's from the North. So there's a lot of challenge with the language. You know, I speak fluent Vietnamese, but the modern, you know, Hanoi Vietnamese, not like that. So it took a lot of effort, like collaborative effort to, you know, get the language right, and also the mannerism. I am not like that at all in real life. I'm more awkward and fidgety, you know. I'm not, so, and then growing a beard was challenging. Oh my God. But no, that could happen.
You would have been fired, you know.
I know, I was like. But the one thing that was easy is the chemistry between the cast. I mean, not a lot of people know me and Fred actually were best friends before the show.
Which we didn't know.
Which
when
they
we
didn't
cast
know.
them. We cast Fred. And
I thought I was free from Zui.
That's what I'm coming.
We were already shooting 2 months in before you got cast.
Yeah, we knew each other way before. We read for each other, you know, in Montreal, and then somehow we ended up.
means he read the
So
parts
for his audition
on his audition off screen.
off screen, and then he read for my audition off screen, and somehow we ended up there playing best friend, you know. And then I saw Hoa for the first time, and I'm like, he's all right. No, we all knew how. Yep. Kind of all knew how important this show is. You know, it took us decades to get to this point where we can actually tell this story in Vietnamese with the majority Vietnamese cast. So we all knew that no matter what, we're gonna bond together and make this show the best that it could be. And I don't know, I'm biased, but I cannot help but be proud of what I saw today. And I hope you guys like it too and be proud of it too.
We're actually over time a little bit.
I actually, for a long time, I mean, you know, I guess it's a common thing with kids of first generation, kids as a first generation born from refugees or immigrants. There's a sense of shame, which is terrible to say, but there's a sense of shame of owning your heritage and speaking your own language. So I never really spoke Vietnamese for a long time until I guess I grew up and mature and decided that, you know, there's a part of me that I felt like I really needed to investigate and find out about. So in doing projects like this, actually, I have never really felt proud learn about and to be able to do this to an audience like you guys and all around the world in the next couple of days makes me feel proud that finally I can show our culture and our language to a much wider audience and, you know, not feel so ashamed about it.
This is crazy because I'm actually born and raised in Hanoi, Vietnam. I moved to Canada 10 years ago as an international student. So if anybody here is
or is an international student, you know how expensive it is. You know, to be studying acting is a no-no. You know, that's not cool. But actually, I'm actually a dropout also, because after the first year of studying theater in Montreal, I was told by a professor that because of my accent, that I should consider moving back to Vietnam to be an actor instead. Yeah, so I...
Look at you now.
Yeah, well,
Montreal.
Yeah, look at you now.
No. It was one professor. Yeah, but a few years after that, I decided to stay in Canada, of course, but I grew to, I don't know, hate that part of me, that accent that stopped me from being an actor, that I thought was stopping me from being an actor. So, but then to come to the show and to meet this wonderful cast speaking the wonderful language that is Vietnamese, and to be actually in Hollywood now, speaking Vietnamese and English, and in this room with this wonderful, wonderful creative, that just, sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. That's just speak to, no one get to tell you how your story goes, you're an artist, you're there to break the norm.
I just want to add that I'm so proud of the Sympathizer. This is the very first story about Vietnam War background, but it's not about the war only. It's about relationship, love, care, friendship, and spy. And thanks to the production that you producer, director, cast, the Vietnamese play Vietnamese. Thank you to that. And so we will feel that this is the very first limited series about Vietnam, and the majority of the cast, we are Vietnamese. Of course, with the brilliant actor Robert Downey Jr. and Sandra Oh.
It's very liberating as an actor because Park Chan-wook makes amazing movies, you know that. So whatever he asks you to do, you don't really question it like most directors you would have, You could just say, Director Park, take the wheel, we're good. And it's going to be amazing. So as an actor, it's freeing to just be able to focus on the scene and not wonder what it's going to end up looking like.
Thank you.
I was just going to add, just adding to that, Park is the kind of, Director Park's the kind of guy that just throws the dots on the board, and it's your job to connect them. And once you do that, you just feel like you're on his level, which you'll never be, but you feel.
He throws those darts very precisely.
Exactly.
He's got a very good aim.
Very detailed, and very precisely, and you just hope you can throw those darts on the wall like him.
And he usually throw like 20 darts at the same time.
If you hit 19 of them, you feel pretty good.
It's like trying to impress your Asian dad, and he'll never give you the feedback you want, but as long as you're moving on from the scene, you're good.
Yeah, we're either moving on or you've done terribly.
He doesn't talk drama. He doesn't talk to the actors. That's true.
We are going to have to wrap this. I feel like this conversation could probably go on all night, but we don't have all night. I just want to thank you all for coming, and I want to ask you for the executive team, Sympathizer,